Hello everyone, my name is Hussein Hamoud. I am the fifth member of the group. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize for missing the first meeting. I did, however, go ahead and review the entire meeting that was recorded, and I believe you all provided really great points. We started off by talking about the training that we would like to implement. This is very important. It seems like the training methods have changed between the older generation and the newer. It's actually happening in my place of employment now at DTE Energy. So these newer employees, they're shown the software but not how to actually interact with the customers, whereas the older generation is able to interact with the customers but not able to use this new technology. So it's seems like there's two major parts and two groups, and then each group only has one part. And I think we just need to find a way to sort of connect them. But it's obviously an issue because the older people aren't able to grasp onto this newer technology as fast as younger generations are. It's normal, it happens everywhere. Um, I look forward to solving this problem because however we're able to solve this, I could actually apply this to my current co-op position. We're going through a similar issue. I did. So the second part of the case study mentioned that um, they're able to retain these hourly employees, the part-timers, but they're not able to obtain the managers. Um, it's weird because it's usually the opposite. The part-timers just want to come in, make their money, and leave right away. But in this particular company, they have a low hourly employee turnover. Um, they stay there for a while, but the issue is the hiring more managers. Um, they did mention that their managers require a degree. Um, See, there's things I personally believe that a manager doesn't acquire through their education. I was a store manager for a restaurant before I even started college, so it's not like they may teach you some skills, but not all skills are acquired through school. Um, we learn through hands-on practice and actually working through something. Um, my personal suggestion is maybe removing the degree requirement. Maybe just insource the managers, for example. See which part timers are able to roll into a full time role. See which ones have these leadership capabilities that they'd be able to lead a group of people with. I did like the idea mentioned at around minute 12 of the competition and providing an incentive for people that achieve the higher numbers. Um, this is it's a good way to keep sort of give people something to work for, not just I'm going to make my 50 calls, for example, and that's it for the day. Um, this could maybe motivate people to want to surpass that, surpass their peers. Creates a friendly environment, competitive environment, and it just gives people something to work for besides meeting that certain goal. Um, I My current group sort of does something similar to that, and it helps drive up productivity. However, the only issue with that is it only sort of targets the upper middle people that care for this stuff. It doesn't really target the people that are there to do the bare minimum, just make their money and get out of there. Um, so hopefully, I wrote down some notes. Hopefully, in our next meeting, we could discuss this a little more. I also did like the idea of the incentives, sort of making a certain amount of calls, maybe give them a bonus based off that. Um, I think the last idea we talked about in the group was the hire more people, I'm going to touch up on that a little more. Um, I believe they have pretty much two general options. If there's no university within the proximity of the company, they could either remove the degree requirement or they could move the company in general. Um, I did notice a lot of these. Obviously, it's my last semester, so I'm applying to a lot of positions. I did look into a couple leadership positions throughout different industries. It seems like they removed the degree requirement from the basic qualifications. It is still a preferred requirement. Obviously, some even preferring a master's. But the number one bullet of their basic qualifications is the actual leadership experience. I mentioned earlier that there's some skills that you can acquire through obtaining a degree. For example, they don't teach you how to deal with union workers or just basic things that might come up that are industry specific. I did notice that a lot of these positions that are opening up prefer the work experience over the degree. So I don't know if we wanted to sort of discuss that, maybe consulting them to remove the degree requirement and sort of shifting it over to basically requiring for example, 5 to 7 years of leadership experience. Or if they'd like, they could possibly move the company to closer to a university. Um, I don't really think that's maybe the best uh, idea for cost reasons. And some people, they'd probably have to rehire those part-time employees. So it may solve one problem, but then it'll generate um, has a potential to generate more problems in the future. I did like the idea of partnering with an online college. I think that's a great idea. By doing that, they can stay at their current base and allow their employees to sort of get that work experience while also going to school. I think that sort of goes hand in hand with the idea of developing the current part timers into maybe becoming future leaders. Because you can't really hire a manager from a different industry sort of to come in, lead a group of people without actually knowing the industry or having some experience in a previous industry. I like to offer my DT Energy offers some overtime opportunities where you come in and call back some customers. But this certain customer callback, you need to understand like the engineering work going behind the circuit that's providing them power, sort of to explain the issues to them. So you can't really. It's not like you could just outsource this to like another customer service company. It really requires you to have like a basic knowledge of the entire company. I'm not personally in the engineering groups, but I do like a cost breakdown. So I still do read the work notes, and I know of the planned work that's going to happen. Um, so that's why I think we should sort of work to develop the current employees. Maybe include some additional training, as you guys suggested before. Maybe not only training them to actually do the job, maybe sort of. I know some companies offer like a leadership development program where they sort of do management stuff, but they're still technically a normal employee. I don't know if you guys wanted to implement that. Um, Let me read over my notes. There's pretty much touched up on everything. So, I mean, they got the difficult part down where reaching a lot of companies in general, not just customer service. The main issue is finding these part-time employees and retaining them. A lot of them could be maybe summer students. Students that just wanted a job for the summer or for like the semester, or someone just had a child. additional income. But it's good that this problem is non-existent. That's typically a major problem and difficult problem for companies to deal with. But that's about it. I did post a discussion with my contact information. I'm not sure how the group has been communicating. If anybody could just sort of just inform me just so I get up to date. And I really appreciate this allowing me to join. And I look forward to working with you guys in the future. Thank you.